Contessa, thanks so much. That's right. I'm joined now by the CEO of Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow. Gwyneth, thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thank you for coming.
So we have a bunch of different pieces of news to discuss, but first, your first Netflix show. The trailer has gone viral. It shows you talking about everything from sex to psychics. How does this fit into your content and media plan?
Well, we're always trying to expand our footprint and expand our audience. And when the opportunity to do this show came up, we thought it was really an incredible manifestation of taking our content out to a different platform. It's off our channel and on this massive channel, which is Netflix, and we're so excited about the show.
So you've, of course, made many movies, and you appeared on Glee, which is a network show. What made you decide to partner with Netflix as opposed to one of the other streamers or even a cable channel?
I think Netflix, the way that they think about content is, I think they're very bold in their content creation, and I think that they understand the audience really well, and obviously they've been at it the longest, so they have incredible data to understand, how you can kind of shape content, what the audience is, et cetera. They're super sophisticated. They're also really, really nice, cool people.
So another big announcement for you today. You're going to announce here on our air that you're bringing your products to the mass market for the first time with a partnership with Sephora. Tell us about the strategy and what you're doing with Sephora.
Yeah. So, I've always thought of Sephora as a real innovator in the beauty space, of course, and they're the biggest retailer on the planet. But they do it with a lot of curation, and I think they're so incredibly beautifully customer-focused. And we've been wrestling with the idea of if we should have a wholesale partner or if we should keep it all direct to consumer. And I think that when the Sephora opportunity presented itself, it was just too good of an opportunity, to reach a new customer. I think we've been so defining in how we've articulated our clean beauty platform, and it's something that Sephora has been, very, very open with us about how they love, what our platform is. And so I think it'll be a great partnership, and we hope to, reach a whole new audience.
And so your products, your beauty products, skincare products are considered very high-end. They're not inexpensive. How do you think of the sort of bringing it to this mass market? Does this mean that you think there's a broader audience? Will you be lowering the prices, keeping them the same?
Well, it's our wellness products and our beauty products, and there's actually quite a big range of price points within them. I think as we continue to grow and get more economies of scale, we always hope we're very price sensitive. Our raw ingredients are very, very high quality and expensive. There's, when you're using a lot of plastics and synthetics and products, that's how you're able to keep the price really low. So we're very aware, of the customer and the potential customer and our desire to really connect with that customer that wants clean, efficacious, holistic beauty, and we want to be able to reach her. So, of course, we always are thinking about that.
Another announcement, which you're going to make later this week, but give us a little bit of a hint of it. You're partnering with Celebrity Cruises to bring your events business onto a cruise ship.
That's right. We're going to test that out.
So tell me about your event strategy in general. You've had thousands of women pay over $1,000 to have these in-person events. How does this fit into the broader picture of what Goop is and what you're selling effectively?
Yeah. I think, the thing that we've noticed most is that our events have created such an amazing community and women who really are like-minded and want to get together to explore and be adventurous about themselves and their own lives and their external lives as well. So we like to try to bring events to different cities and different countries. And we thought it could be a really interesting opportunity to, bring Goop to where the audience is in Spain or France and sort of test out a different events product.
So you have events, you have commerce, you have content. What company do you see as your biggest competition or as an example of sort of a role model of what you're trying to do here?
I never think of, us having direct competition. I do think that, most digitally native companies are now really experimenting in real life, and I think that you do need that kind of completed loop of content and commerce and experiential to kind of, touch the customer in a multi-pronged way. It's funny, we were just talking about Bob Iger before the camera started rolling, but, I've always looked at Disney as a company that, has content at its core and then has all these incredible lines of business coming out of the content. Obviously, we're much different. We're much, much smaller, totally different demographic, but I always look to Disney as kind of my North Star of content as the driver of an important and impactful business.
But so as you grow the business, what's your plan? Are you looking to sell it? Do you want to take it public?
Are you buying?
Not personally, but as of almost 2 years ago, your valuation was $250 million. So what's the big picture plan here?
You know, I'm really focused on getting it to scale. This is really, I think 2020 is really our year of optimizing. We have incredible audience that comes. I think it's really about conversion. It's really about honing how we do things from a digital product perspective, from an audience development perspective. And, you know, we have a long ways before we get it to scale, so I'm not thinking about selling it yet.
But Goop has not been without controversy. Over the years, you had a settlement about a jade egg. You have doctors criticizing you for the way you're promoting alternative practices. How do you think about the controversy and how that's changed your approach as you get into regulated things like vitamins, and also as you figure out about how to maybe use that controversy to grow your audience?
Well, look, I think when we were a little startup and we didn't know about, you know, claims and regulatory issues and all, you know, we made a few mistakes back in the early days. But, you know, for over a year now, we've had an incredibly robust and brilliant science and regulatory team in-house. It's led by an MIT scientist. And we're very focused, of course, on you know, backing up the things that we talk about with scientific claims when necessary, or, you know, being able to say, like, hey, this is just for your entertainment. But it is really important, you know, it's like people say, sometimes, you know, we'll talk about something and they'll say that's controversial. And then in 6 months, it's a more widely adopted thing. And I think, you know, to generalize and say there's been controversy around us, I don't think is quite fair, especially when you look at other businesses and some of the hot water that they've gotten into along the way. Like, we're really just trying to move culture forward, especially as it comes to women. And I think the reason why Goop has become as popular as it has become is because, you know, women feel largely ignored, and, you know, when it comes to talking to their doctors about how they're feeling. And so they are wanting to kind of check out alternative ways of healing and having autonomy over their own health and their own selves and their own sexuality and their own relationships, whether it's parenting or at work, et cetera. So I think, you know, we feel really proud about the fact that we're blazing trails a little bit and that we change the conversation and that people, you know, seem to follow suit.
And expanding your content now, you also have a vertical for men as well.
We do.
So just a final question about the Golden Globes last night. You, of course, presented. And there was a lot of jabbing by Ricky Gervais, the host, both at the tech industry, some jokes at the expense of Apple as well as Facebook, and also some jokes about Hollywood. What was the vibe in the room? What did you think?
I think the vibe, it felt pretty good. I mean, I thought he was pretty, you know, in comparison to other years, he was pretty tame. I actually thought it was a nice vibe, and I think he's hilarious, and that's what he's there to do. You know, he's there to cause trouble and to stoke that Northern-Southern California rivalry.
And which do you prefer, acting or running a company?
Oh my goodness, what do you think?
I don't know. You tell me.
Running a company, I much prefer it.
Great, Gwyneth Paltrow, thanks so much. Really appreciate you joining us, CEO of Goop. Guys, back over to you.
Wait a minute, Julia. Just to be a girl about this, what does Gwyneth want to do with her dress now that it's been all over the internet? That dress.
There are a lot of questions about your dress.
Okay.
The designer, it was Fendi.
It was Fendi, Bulgari jewelry, Christian Louboutin shoes, asked by Tracy Anderson.
Thank you so much, Gwyneth. Yeah, a lot of kudos to your trainer.
A lot of help, top to bottom.
We're at the runway.
Gwyneth, thank you.